wir möchten einführen Dr. Richard Presser aus Australien als einer der wichtigen Repräsentanten der Keshe-Technologie. Er vertreibt weltweit, auch in Europa, Keshe-Produkte. Okay. I said in English, for the English-speaking people, Mr. Presser is coming from Australia. That was a very long flight, I think, with several stops between. And he is selling all the kind of Keshe products which are available today. And he has a lot of experience, also a lot of feedback from people. And it would be very interesting to hear his comments and his experience. Also es wird sehr interessant sein, seine Erfahrungen zu hören, auch die Rückmeldungen der Leute, denen er Keshe-Produkte angeboten hat. Und wir bekommen dadurch einen gewissen Einblick in die Keshe-Technologie. Okay, so feel free to start.
Thank you, Adolf. Firstly, thank you all for the opportunity to speak to you today, and Adolf and Inge for inviting me to come and speak to you. And I apologize to all the German speakers, which is most of you. My German language is non-existent. The only connection I have with you German people is my surname or my family name, which many of you would recognize as German. My great-great-grandfather went to Australia in about 1840, as one of many German farming people did in that time, and so it's a long-distance connection.
Also ich möchte erstmal sagen, dass ich mich sehr freue, hier zu sein. Vielen herzlichen Dank an Inge und Ralf Schneider für die Einladung. Es tut mir leid, dass ich nicht in Deutsch reden kann. Mein Nachname impliziert natürlich eine gewisse Beziehung und die besteht auch, wenn ich das richtig verstanden habe, 1840 ist also der Urgroßvater irgendwo aus Deutschland nach Australien ausgewandert.
So just a little of my background. I grew up in rural Australia. I have a PhD in materials engineering, which I really never used. I worked in the IT industry for many years in sales and marketing and general management, mostly in my own businesses, and then I guess had what you might call an epiphany, and my life completely transformed, and I disappeared off the radar for a bunch of years figuring out which way was up as far as I was concerned. And so I connected with the... Do we still have sound? We do. So I connected with the Keshe business in late 2015 and decided to distribute the products. And from what I can tell, I'm the largest distributor globally of the Keshe Foundation products. So I know them warts and all.
Also wenn ich das jetzt mit verstanden habe, hat er einen ingenieurtechnischen Hintergrund und hat sich im Jahr 2015, hat er die Keshe-Technologie kennengelernt. Vermutlich bin ich der größte Vertreiber, der größte Vertriebsinhaber im Rahmen dieser Technologien.
And so a little of Mehran Keshe's background, the man that is behind this technology. Keshe was born in Iran into what was the wealthiest family in Iran at the time of the Shah. So he made a much better choice than Nikola Tesla did. Keshe is not wanted for money in his life. And he is trained as a nuclear engineer in Britain. And in my opinion, having looked at him, he was born with this knowledge. That might resonate with some of you and not with others. But it's the only way I can explain the knowledge that he has. And of course, he's expanded it throughout his life.
Einige Informationen zu Keshe selbst. Er ist in Persien geboren, war zur Zeit des Schahs Mitglied einer der reichsten Familien des Landes, hat also nicht den Fehler gemacht wie Tesla, auf das Geld von anderen angewiesen zu sein. Er wurde in Großbritannien oder hat sich in Großbritannien zum Nuklearingenieur ausbilden lassen und sein Wissen, über das wir hier in diesen Maschinen oder Geräten reden oder was sich da widerspiegelt, scheint mit ihm geboren zu sein. Also er hat das irgendwie mitgebracht. Möglicherweise gibt es einige von Ihnen, die da auch in einer gewissen Resonanz mit ihm stehen.
And so the essence of what Keshe has shared with us is that behind everything that we experience is a plasmatic field. Now, the term plasma, I think, is unfortunate because it means many things to many people. To some people it means a plasma television set, to some people it means blood plasma, to others it means a high voltage discharge in a vacuum. And it's none of those things. What we all do is when we learn something new is we try to connect it with what we know. And so I say this so you don't try and connect it in with what you already know, because it doesn't fit unless you're familiar with this technology.
Die Technologie beschäftigt sich oder beruht auf einer Plasma-Technologie, wobei dieses Wort Plasma ja für viele Leute unterschiedliche Sachen bedeutet. Für den einen bedeutet es ein Plasma-Bildschirm, für den anderen bedeutet es Blutplasma. Im physikalischen Bereich ist es eben eine Hochvoltentladung, Plasma. Man kann sie benutzen, aber ja, die Bedeutung hat hier möglicherweise eine andere Bedeutung in Bezug auf diese Gerätschaften.
And so this plasma manifests through the interaction of gravitational and magnetic fields, which Keshe explains are really the same thing. If we'd discovered magnetism and gravity at the same time, we wouldn't have seen them as different. They're in fact the same thing. And so they manifest in that manner, and they manifest in three concurrent states. Again, he uses language which is used in other circumstances. Those three states he describes as matter, antimatter, and dark matter. Excuse, don't think they mean what you might think they mean. And everything from a subatomic particle to a galaxy manifests in these three states concurrently. We experience the matter state because our bodies are made from amino acids.